Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name's Tracy, and as always, here with my husband, Noel. He is behind the scenes doing our graphics and running our cameras. Hello, everybody. Good morning, Southern Charm. Hello, Daisy Lane, a Monster Mama. Buffy. I see all of you guys, Sunshine. Thanks for coming in today. It is our Wednesday morning chat and sell. I've got a few things to talk about, but as always, I like it when you guys ask questions or put in what is on your mind. It doesn't even have to be a question. What is happening in your lives? What have you seen on Whatnot that you're just like, that was kind of really cool, or that was kind of odd? So if you have anything you just want to talk about or hear other people's opinions on, throw it there in the chat, and then that way everybody can kind of pitch in with their thoughts. Southern Charm. Yes, we had one heck of a night last night. We are going to kick it off by talking about the Big Kahuna's Raid Train. Throw anything, any emoji in the chat if you saw the Big Kahuna's Raid Train last night. And while you do that, I am going to Southern Charm. Yep, I'm going to start a giveaway. All of our giveaways, hello, I love discounts. All of our giveaways are for a CEO affirmation card and a vintage postcard. All right, you guys. Last night, let me get this undone here. Last night was the Big Kahunas. So if you guys didn't see it, you missed one heck of a raid train. Now, you may not be a raid train fan, and that's okay. But this one is really, really different type of a raid train. And it exceeded our expectations. Like, all of us behind the scenes were absolutely blown away. So let me tell you what this is. This is a raid train called the Big Kahuna's Raid Train. CG, Boomerang Echo, and myself host this raid train. And it is for, and we have a raid who is coming in here so early in the morning.
Raiders. Grab your hats and step into Zoe's Treasures, where the relics aren't cursed. They are for sale.
Thank you for a hell of a party for bringing your friends over. Hello, if you guys are coming on in. My name's Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures. We are doing a chat and sell this morning, so we're just kind of talking about anything under the sun. And we're selling a few things. The bin is loaded. Shipping is capped at $4.50 today, and we do dollar starts. All right. Late for you. You're just wrapping up. My goodness. So you have either been up all night or you are a very, very early bird. Well, welcome, and thank you for coming on over. Go ahead. We always, when somebody raids us, we like to take a look at their profile. So let's take a quick look. All right, you guys, hell of a party is Mr. Chad. Sells a little bit of everything. And let's head on down and see when the next show is and what category you are in. Storage unit finds today at 6:47. So tonight. Oh, and they just had an 11-hour show. You guys, if you're late night, if you're, a late night person, can't sleep at night, here you go. Now you got somebody you can go check out. If you like what you see, you know who to follow. Thanks so much for bringing your people over. Appreciate it. Y'all, stick around for a bit. Anything on your mind, throw it in the chat, and we'll talk about it. We were just starting to talk about the Big Kahuna's Raid Train last night. Okay, so the Big Kahuna's Raid Train, let me tell you what it was. It is, like the name says, the Big Kahunas. There had to be, we have very strict requirements to be on this train. The sellers had to have 20,000 items sold. 20,000 followers, 15,000 items sold, a 4.8 or better rating, and a 2-day or less ship time. That's just the requirements to be considered for this train. Once you're considered, CG, Boomerang, Echo, and I will then take a look. We watch a show or two. We kind of vet people and see who do we think is going to be a good fit for the train. And then you will get an invite. It's not a guaranteed invite. So it is an invite only after you have met the requirements. So we narrow it down. It's 8 sellers. It's the last Tuesday of every month. We narrow it down to 8 sellers, 8 Big Kahunas, and they battle it out. They go against each other to see who is going to keep the title of Big Kahuna. Whoever gets that title comes back the next month and could win the next month. Somebody could, in theory, get the title of Big Kahuna and keep that title and be the reigning champion for months on end. So we are 2 months in. 2 months into this. We did the first one in January. The last one, obviously, was last night. And in January, TBC Productions won. And last night, TBC Productions lost their crown to Curated and Caffeinated. Curated and Caffeinated took it by a landslide. It was crazy. They were kind of like the underdog coming in. Nobody like saw this coming, and it just blew us away. Now keep in mind, the way that these people get points, the way that the seller get points is 1 point for every dollar that they earn. So if everything is sold, 1 point for every dollar, 1 point for every item sold, and 5 points for every raid of 10 or more people. So in the background, Southern Charm mods this trade. She does a wonderful job because it is so fast paced. The sellers have 20 minutes. Not only is she modding and putting all the right stuff in the chat and hyping people up, but in the background, her and I and our husbands, it takes a whole team, are keeping track of these raids because we need to keep score, right? TBC Productions in 20 minutes, just to frame this out, in 20 minutes, they had 55 raids that counted for points. That's 55 raids in 20 minutes of 10 or more people each. Okay, that's over 550 people, and it was well over that because they didn't come in with just 10 people. Some of these raids were large raids, and those are only the ones that counted. They had a whole bunch more that had less than 10 that didn't count. So you're talking about 3 raids a minute that we're keeping track of. Murphy's Vintage Treasures, you got that giveaway. Thank you for being here this morning.
Congratulations.
So that's about 3 raids a minute that TBC Productions was getting. Curated and Caffeinated came in slightly underneath that, right behind them with 40-something raids. It was amazing. Our own I Love Discounts, who may still be here, they were here a little bit. They did wonderful too. They were up there in the top of the winning group. They had like 17 raids. I mean, it was crazy. Anyways, the raid trend, I was still like blown away. And not only this, you guys, anybody want to guess how many people we had, like how many people in the room at one time we had during this train? I was blown away. I have never been part of a show that had this many people in it at once. Let me take a sip of coffee and then we'll talk. All right. At one point during Curated and Caffeinated show, there was over 700 people in the room. Just over 700 people in the room during Curated and Caffeinated show. And then throughout the rest of the train, we kind of fluctuated between averaging around 300 to 400 people throughout the train. And I'm not saying that as bragging. I'm saying this, that we were blown away. Like last month, it was the first month, we had about 150, 200 maybe. And it's almost doubled in size in a month. I cannot wait to see where this train goes. And it's like, oh yeah, Vintage Decor showed up last night like crazy. So those of you at Vintage Decor, thank you so much. I Love Discounts raised over $1,200 in food for their local homeless shelter. They were, in addition to selling some really awesome glass, they were doing their boxes for the homeless shelter where they fill up like a flat rate box. Buy $10, a whole flat rate box full of food gets filled up and donated to a shelter. And they did over $1,200 in food. So that's like 120. And that was just during the show, because then Curated and Caffeinated, after the fact, said, you know what? We love what you're doing. We love that you're part, like what you're doing for your community. We're going to give you another 100 boxes. Or, there are 10. Sorry. They're going to buy another 10 boxes, which was like another $100. It was amazing. So you guys, if you missed it last night, you got to go and see it next time. Next month, it's the last Tuesday of every month. And it's something to like work towards in a sense. Like we had so many, my inbox this morning is flooded with messages of people who qualify and want to be on this train. CG Boomerang's inbox is flooded with people who want to be on this train. So it's not, you think, oh wow, 15,000 sales, that's a lot. That's hard to get to. 20,000 followers, that's a long time away, especially if you're just starting. Some of these people are somewhat newer. I say somewhat newer. They've been here for maybe a year. Okay. So it's not like this is something that is going to take you 4 or 5 years. If this is, your business and you're really working on it, I do have to say most of the people on the train, if I remember right, most of them are full-time sellers. Not all, but most are, which makes sense. How many sales did the train have last night in total? CG said it. I can't remember off the top. I thought it was like over 4,000. Total net. No, how much? Do you remember how many? I'm going to have to find out. It was a ton. I don't have the exact number in front of me. She mentioned it last night in her closing show, but at that point I was like just spent and didn't write anything down. But it was a lot. So every seller was doing around 200. So 2 times 8, probably over 2,000, I'm guessing, because some did a lot more. Yeah, I'm thinking it was in that ballpark somewhere. So that was that. We went out for beer to calm our nerves. Did you really? It was such a good train, you guys. And then tonight is a new seller surge, you guys. So tonight is a train that I host for new sellers. I'm going to tell you who they are. We have a full house tonight. We have another 6 sellers coming up tonight. And I love, and I'll talk about this more tonight on the opening show. I love how I go from a Tuesday night of the big kahunas to a Wednesday night of the new sellers. I just think that like kind of sums up community right there. I really love the whole kind of flow of that. But for our new seller surge tonight, we have 6 new sellers. I do this every month, and I have some changes coming to us. I'm going to tell you about the changes. But tonight, we have Basement Brats art. And if any of you are here, put some emojis in the chat. Basement Brats art. And I wonder if I could tag people here in it. Let's see if I can do at. I can't type this morning, especially on this. You guys ever do? Are you trying to type it in for me? Thank you. Okay, so Basement Brats art. We have Boho Vintage MKE, Jilly Bears Thrifted Finds, Heather Lip 09. I'll go back and tell you again, honey. Bama Thrifting Sisters, and Kerr Smith 68. So let's go back, honey. Are you ready to type that next one for me? We got Boho Vintage, thank you. Jilly Bears Thrifted Finds. So these are all new sellers who have less than 1,000 sales when they signed up. Keep in mind, JILLY, Bears. Keep in mind that some of them signed up months ago because we did have a waiting list for a while. So they may be over 1,000 by tonight, but when they signed up, they were under 1,000. And then we have Heather Lip 09. And if you guys want to follow any of them or just see what they have offering in their show, Noelle's typing them all in the chat there for you so you can just quickly take a look at them. And then Bama, B-A-M-A, Thrifting Sisters. And I'm not going to talk a lot about them this morning, just mentioning who they are, and Kerr, K-E-R Smith, 68. I will be talking about them a lot more tonight in the opening show. Kerr, K-E-R Smith. Thank you. All right, they should all be in their notes. K-E-R Smith, 68. Good morning, Forgotten Memories. There you go. So that's tonight. So this new seller surge, new sellers less than 1,000. They have to try something new. So they have to run at least one item at $1. They have to run one random item, one pre-listed item. And it's all about giving new sellers a chance to just experience, press the buttons, be on a raid train, get your jitters out on a smaller raid train, you know, to kind of get some practice before they go on a bigger raid train. Some of them may have already had a little bit of raid train experience, but it's really one of those just kind of let's ease into this raid train world for new sellers and get them some exposure. So we've been doing this for almost a year now. This is always the last Wednesday of every month. I have already people signed up for March, but I do have some open spots. So if you are a new seller and you want to participate next month in March, shoot me a message and I can send you the sign up. But come April, I'm going to still do it, but it's going to have a big twist. We're really changing it around come April. So I'm not putting the signups for April out yet. I will announce that after next month's show. But we're going to really just kind of switch things up and do things a little bit differently.
Is hit discounts very welcome?
We're going to start another giveaway.
Good morning, Kimmy.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, I failed to mention that we do have stuff in the bin. I have a giveaway going. Our cards today are number 7 and number 1. So if you have these rewards cards, you put them together, they're worth $5 off anything for this show only. And it's the codes on the back. You put those codes together in that order, 7 and 1. And that is always in the show notes. So if you're new here, every show that I do, every selling show, if I have something in the auction tab to sell, I will have in the show notes 2 of my rewards cards that if you put together, it's worth $5 off for that show only. The way you get a rewards card is any box or envelope that goes out of my house, any orders, I put one in. So if you buy something, you get a card. The more you buy, the more cards you get. It works that way. Eventually, you will get the whole collection, and then you get money off every time you come and see me. All right. That's a lot of words, y'all. What is happening in your lives? In your whatnot world? What's going on? What have you seen? Southern Charm has 2 full sets. Thank you so much. What have you seen on Whatnot? What are your questions? What's just anything? What is on your mind? Because I have stuff, but we don't have to talk about all my stuff. Monster Mama needs number 8. I love discounts. You're hiring shipping help today. Congratulations. Kimmy D, affirmation cards. Thank you, Kimmy D. I saw you talking about those cards in your show the other day. That was so sweet of you. If you guys don't know what Kimmy D is talking about, community show. Okay, yes, got it. Forgot memories. I will talk about that. It took me a second because I associated with the name with the person's name, not community. But got it. I know what you're talking about. Kimmy D mentioned the affirmation cards. This is what we give as giveaways. These are cards we created. They're the shape and feel of a playing card. And there's 52 different ones. They have CEO affirmations on them. And these are our giveaways. If you're like, look, I don't want to wait for these. I want the whole deck. We do sell complete decks. I'm pretty sure they are in the bin where you can get all 52 at once. So those are just like a little weekly kind of let's focus on my business. What am I going to remind myself about my business each week? I did get a Forgotten Memories reminded me. And can we talk about how we need a raid tab? Yes. Tomorrow night, you guys, please, please, please go and bookmark. Can you please put, are you going to bring up the show? Okay, we're going to bring up the show and show you. We'll also throw it in the chat for you to follow. Coastal Peacock Co. They do, Coastal Peacock Co. In connection with a couple of other sellers, does a community show and kind of like a community effort, and it's growing bigger and bigger, called Watering the Seeds. And it is a chat show where they like bring different people on. I have the honor of going on tomorrow night. I'm really excited about it. It's 9 o'clock Eastern time for me. Coastal Peacock Co. I think is Central, so I think it's 8 Central. So I'm going to be on that show. I'm really excited about this. They reached out, I don't know, a few weeks ago and asked, and I was like instantly like, yeah, thank you. I would love to do this. So guys, check that out right there. Bookmark it. There's only 15 bookmarks right now. Let's see if we can get that one up. And just come and see it. We're just going to talk. I have no idea what they're going to ask me. I said I'm open to anything. I said that it didn't need to be scripted. So I hope there's no crazy questions that I'm like, I don't know how to answer that. But anyways, another husband and wife team. They're awesome people. I've been watching their community show. Just really good-hearted people. So take a look at that. That is tomorrow night. I am like doing shows almost every night, every day this week. Raid trains or community shows this week. So, and there is one other seller that I want to talk about today. We have a brand new seller. So anybody here know Scuba Stevio? If you go to Green 13's chats on Sunday mornings, I'm sure you see his name in there. He's a frequent person over there. At one point, didn't they sell together? They did clothing with Green 13. So yeah, if you know Scuba Stevio, his wife is starting to sell now. So Scuba Stevio's been on for a while. His wife is starting to sell. This is a newer seller that I definitely just want to give a little love to. But it is Dragonfly Nean. I hope I'm saying the name correctly on the end. But Dragonfly Nean, we'll throw it in the chat. Just another newer seller that reached out to me the other day. And Weird Jess, congratulations. You got that giveaway. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Right there. Brand new sellers. You can see only 154. So this is just one that every now and then I will bring up people. If tomorrow is they're doing Zippos. So She is doing Zippos. If you're a collector, now you know where to go. So every now and then I do try to mention specific people. If I don't mention you, it's not that I don't love you all. I just can't mention everybody under the sun. So I do my best. But I do want to say, if I am mentioning somebody, it is because I have had a personal experience. I have either met them in person, I've become friends with them, or I have some connection, some trust, some respect, something that makes me want to personally recommend them. This is why I don't do, I did at one point, but I do not do sponsored giveaways anymore, is because if I'm going to recommend or call somebody's name out loud, it's because I have some true feeling, good feeling about that person. So it really comes from the heart and not just you gave me some money and not let me say your name. Not against people who do sponsored giveaways, just not for me. Okay, Southern Charm. You know what? Let's sell something. Then we're going to go on to our next topic here. I do have some pre-bids in there. Let's see what we have pre-bids on. We're going to start with those. We're just going to do two things and then we're going to talk and then come back. The first one is a little trinket box out of England. This one's really pretty. It is a porcelain trinket box. We're going to switch over here to see this camera because it has a tiny little picture on it. All right, take a look. Oh, you're looking at that camera. All right, I was going to look at the other camera. Let's see. Let's turn it your way. It says old English in, I think, on there. But look how beautiful that is. Little trinket box. It is in great condition. It is porcelain. It is numbered, but I can't quite read what else it says on there besides possibly made in England, 744. We're going to go ahead and run that. Yeah, not for 30 seconds. 10 seconds, 3-second restart. Everything starts at $1. That is up and going if you're interested in it. Shipping is $4.50 today. Shipping on all of my vintage estate shows are always $4.50. Shalom. Thank you so much. That is going to you. All right. The next item that had a pre-bid is this guy. And this guy has the coolest eyes. You've got to see his eyes. Look at this. Look at those eyes. They are like amber beads. Oh, Forgotten Memories. Thank you so much. Look at that right there. He's cute. He's heavy, so but it feels maybe like a ceramic. There's some felt down there on the bottom. A couple little spots of paint wear. He's been around for a while. Very MCM kind of decor style. And that is running right now. I like me some owls. Shalom, that is going to you. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
We see there's another pre-bid. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So Southern Charm put in the chat. She's like, can we talk about how there needs to be a raid button? Throw up a hand if you agree with this. So what we're talking about is in your show, and you know how you could go to the chat and you could filter for by questions, by your mods. So you have different options to filter your chat. We need a raid one. We need one that says just raids. Because last night, during the Big Kahunas, when there was 3 raids a minute coming in, and 3 of us in the background writing down names as fast as we could, it would have just helped so much to have a little raid button. I think that's an improvement. Whatnot needs to do I totally agree. It is not my idea. It is all Southern Charm's idea. I am on board for this all the way. Last night was an exception. It may have been an exception. How do you filter the chat? All right, let's see if I can open up my phone. I'm going to try to show you on my phone since most people run on their phone. Give me a second here. Are you going to show from the top camera? Will that work better? Let's see. We will open up mine. Is it upside down? Okay. So let's see. I never use the phone. So let's see here. So if we go up there, all right, that's how you do it. So on the phone, you got it this way. Okay. So this is my show that we're in right now. Normally you have your chat down here. If you click this little button, it's going to expand your chat. Hold on. Let's see who's going to win that. Then we'll come back. The Bird Theory. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Then once you expand your chat, you have all of these options at the top. So I can click questions and only the questions will show up. I can click buyers and it'll show me the buyers talking. Mods are muted. Or that's your red chat. So that's how you filter the chat. So if you're in a show and you're like, it's like popping really fast and you just want to see the questions, you can go and just see the questions. That's where we need a button that says raids. Thanks so much for doing that, camera. Thank you, honey. When you slow the chat, does it decrease the algorithm? I have no idea. That's a really great question. Here's the thing with the algorithm. And I think I've said this before, and I will continue to say it. There is only a handful of people that know how the algorithm works. It is the top dogs at Whatnot, the CEO, the C-suite at Whatnot, and the people who program it. Those are the only people who really know. I don't think it necessarily slows it, because if you're doing slow the chat, this is just my opinion, I do not know how the algorithm works. And if anybody tells you that certain things makes the algorithm better, they don't know. We're guessing. Nobody knows definitively. But if you just kind of think through it logically, if you slow the chat, it's because your chat's going so fast, right? And you need to slow it in order for you to be able to read and respond. Those comments are still coming in on a regular basis. So long as that chat is moving, I think it's probably going to have the same effect. My opinion, my guess at how it would work. I think slowing the chat is a tool that you definitely should take advantage of if you're having a hard time, it's going so fast that you can't keep up, or you don't have somebody with you to kind of help. I am doing the best I can on the chat, but I know I miss stuff, and I have my husband watching it, and he'll like point things out. Like if I miss something, he'll like show me. He's sitting right there next to my screen, and he's like, "Hey, you missed something." So slowing the chat, if that allows you to engage more, honestly, what do you think, in your opinion, and this is going to be different for each one of us, is engaging with your chat, being able to respond to them by slowing it down, more effective and better for your business? Or is the possibility of not being able to engage so much, but possibly an algorithm pushing your show up on the list? My point of view is I would rather engage with the people who have actually already taken the time to come into my show versus just having my show up a little bit higher on a list. So I don't see how slowing down your chat would be hurtful. I think it would actually help you as a seller in your business.
And you as an audience can also help by sharing the show. That also creates a little bit more with the algorithm. So,
I mean, we know, I don't say we know, we guess that certain things help the algorithm. But you know what? Here we are. We're all like, the problem is, and this is why I'll mention the algorithm every now and then, but I don't focus on it that much. We come from a static listing mindset to a live selling platform. In static listings, in Etsy, eBay, Poshmark, all of those static listing sites, you have to have the right titles, the right words for searches, for SEO searches. So we think in this algorithm mindset of, I've got to have everything just right so that the computer pushes me up and pushes my products out. Well, you know what? You're live selling. There's an algorithm back there, but do you know what's even more powerful than the algorithm? You are more powerful. You and your show, you engaging, you running your show is far more powerful and more effective to attract people, to have people stay, than any algorithm is ever going to be. So there's always an algorithm because it's a computer. That's not going away. But instead of focusing on the algorithm, focus on how are you going to make your show so amazing, so wonderful, so great that people can't resist it, that they just have to come in and hang out with you. That's what really is going to make a difference. Not so much does Whatnot put you at the top or the bottom of the list. Just my 2 cents. So you got me going this morning. What am I missing? Thanks for this. Forgotten memories. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of it is how you look at it. We've got to be working on our businesses. I'm sorry, my love. Can you please help me out? I'm not sure what you're trying to tell me.
She gets in a rant and she doesn't stop. Shalom, y'all. We would like to congratulate you for reaching your 1,000 sales.
Congratulations. I have gotten up there and see, my husband goes like this, like, go up in the chat, you missed something, which is great to a point, but my eyes, like sometimes I'll see the white, but if it's not yellow, sometimes I skip over it. So then I'm like scrolling. I'm like, what key point does he want me to see? And then I don't know. So thank you. Yes, congratulations, Shalom. 1,000 sales is huge. And I saw your message to me this morning. I'm not ignoring it. I just haven't had time to answer yet. So watch for an answer. I will reply to you today. No kidding. No kidding.
Forgotten memories. She will ignore it anyway.
I won't ignore it. I want him to be able, he does all these graphics. I want him to be able to put something across my screen that only I can see so that I could just see a message going across the screen since I'm like right here facing a screen. That would be the best if he could figure out how to do that. All right. What else do we have to talk about today? Let's go ahead. We've got some more pre-bids. Let's do that.
The crazy part is that I might be able to do that.
I would love if you could do that. Let's go ahead and do this. We have some wooden grapes. They have been around a bit. You could tell this wood is weathered, but weathered wood is always the best. A ghost message. Yes, that's what I would love. So you have wooden grapes. Now, these aren't those Lucite 1970 grapes, but these are pretty awesome. I love wood. I just think wood is warm. It gives stuff a good feel. Let me hold it up, show you the grapes all the way around. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run these. They are up and going. Wooden grapes. It's about 7 inches long. It kind of looks like bear scat. I'm going to say the proper word for it. Nana, thank you so much. That is going to you. Southern Charm, I see your message, and you are going to make me blush. Let's do this last one. I see this pre-bid. Okay, so I do not know, admittedly, I do not know, admittedly, a whole lot about vintage Christmas. It's not my thing. However, I do know that people love the old Santa Claus cups, and this one is vintage. The only way I know that this was vintage is because it has a date down here on the bottom that says 1980. And 1980 is technically vintage. So it says on the bottom, Sweet Keepers, Bisque Porcelain, Jasco, 1980, Taiwan. So we have this Santa cup. I'm going to turn them around. There is no handle on purpose. Wasn't made with a handle. I like that he's winking at you. That's the inside. And we're going to go ahead and run that. That's going now. And he's going to keep me in the bubble just to, bother me. Isn't 2000 technical? It is. Vintage, in the definition that I've always learned, is anything over 25 years is vintage. So this is definitely vintage. Southern Charm, thank you so much. That is going to you. Hit the 80s only 20 years ago. Isn't the 80s only? It feels like the 80s is only 20 years ago. It really does. It's my love. Oh, you want me to put it over there? Okay. Thank you. It feels like the 80s is only 20 years ago because, yes. Do you have something to say? Are you going to join our show and say something? All right. He's shaking his head at me. I want my own camera, but here's the thing. I want my camera that I can turn on and show him at any time that I feel like showing him, but he won't set that up for me. And honestly, I can barely work my own remote control, let alone all the stuff that he has set up. So I'm probably going to have to hire somebody to come set me up a camera. Good morning, wise old bag lady. How are you? Okay, I saw a shirt that said, it's weird being the same age as old people. Oh, I feel that. That's just way too. Okay, yes. Any of you as you age, all right, this isn't for anybody 30 or under. Anybody 40, 50, in their head, you're still 20. I am not as old as I really am. I mean, my birth certificate may say I am, but in my head, I am not that age. 17, Aaron, you're still 17. Yes. And then it's weird. So if you have adult children, here's the other thing. I will go hang out with my adult children. I have a 36-year-old and a 27-year-old and a 22-year-old. I'll go and do something with them. And I want to get out there and hang out and have fun just like them. And they look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be old. And like, it's not right. I just don't like the way that works. Yeah, until I look in the mirror, no kidding. Like, I'll look at pictures from 10 years ago and think that's what I still look like, but I really don't look like that anymore. You're 40 and your oldest turns 30 in March. We both had babies around not the same time, but the same age. Me and my daughter talked about it yesterday. She said she doesn't like me. She doesn't like you being old. Mine are like, I don't know, my kids are pretty cool. My 15-year-old thinks I'm just embarrassing though, but that's kind of the age, 15, I can't touch her. I can't talk to her. If God forbid I should look at her and then I've done something wrong, right? Are movie references that they don't get. Absolutely. It's your job. Yes, that is our job, is to embarrass our teens. Oh, so hard to believe, said Diazatic. I agree. Has anybody ever been out in public? So this happened to me the other day. Have you ever been out in public and seen another whatnot person, but one that doesn't know you, but you know them? I was at a antique store last weekend, and does anybody know or follow Kate from Follow That Bug? So whatnot name is Follow That Bug. Her name is Kate. And I was in an antique store. So I started watching Follow That Bug. So you know her? I started watching her when I first came onto Whatnot. She was one of the first sellers that I would watch her shows. She just has the most infectious laugh and the cutest smile. Like, she's kind of quirky, but in a really fun, like way that just draws you in. And she has amazing pieces. She does. She sells some really cool stuff. Well, anyways, I was in an antique store and I saw her and I'm like, I know her. I literally was so fangirling. Like, I was, I don't know, saw some famous celebrity and I'm like, I know her. And so I called my husband right away. I'm like, you're never going to believe who I just saw. And of course, his first question was, did you talk to her? I'm like, no, like, she doesn't know me. Where am I supposed to go up? Can I get your autograph? Like, that's how I felt. So I know that's a little like, fangirly, but I totally, like, it just, I don't know, has that ever happened to anybody else? I Love Discounts. Yeah, I messaged Lysandra from I Love Discounts. I'm like, you're not going to believe who I just saw. And she's like, did you talk to her? No. But Lysandra, come on. What Lysandra said, she's like, I went neither. So while I can get on here and talk in real life, in person, I am not like outgoing. I am super shy, and I won't go up to somebody who doesn't know me and just start talking. It probably would have made her good to feel noticed. I did tell my husband, he's like, okay, if you see her, talk. And I said, okay, if I see her again, because it was a big antique mall with lots of rows and aisles and stuff. He's like, if you see her again, talk. So I was ready, but then I didn't see her again.
Oh, definitely get an autograph from the Aaron Sphere.
Always be all cool. Be cool. Someone recognized you? That's awesome. Yeah, nobody's ever recognized me, and that's okay. But yeah, I would have. I was fangirling. I thought that was kind of cool. I was pretty excited. And here's the thing: I live in Pennsylvania, around York, Lancaster, Harrisburg area. There's a high concentration of some bigger Whatnot sellers in this area. There's quite a few. I just need to be better prepared if I run into them. Mama, I would have brought you home. So Tony and Lysandra, I Love Discounts, has come to our house. And Southern Charm hopefully will be coming next month sometime. So we have made some Whatnot friends, and we do invite them over. I was recognized. You were recognized in a Goodwill? Oh, see, I don't know. I think I kind of I would have been flattered. Philly Flipper, thank you so much. The train was great yesterday. I appreciate that. Y'all, Philly Flipper was on the train. And let me tell you, he did amazing. He had 2 days, maybe 2 days, if that, to prepare for this train. This is a train where you had to sell hundreds of items in a 20-minute time slot. There was a last-minute cancellation. He came in, filled the spot at the very last minute, and just knocked it out of the park.
We're going to give a plug. Not that he needs it, but thank you very much, Philly.
Thank you. Yes. Y'all, if you don't know Philly Flipper, right here, his name is Paul, and that is his dog, Sky. And anyways, he is from Philly, but he lives in Florida. He sells all kinds of stuff, estate sales, storage unit type stuff, mainly estate sales. Oh, look at, he's in Estate Sales Wars. But he really stepped in at the last minute and did an outstanding job yesterday on the Big Kahunas.
He's got really interesting things. So go ahead and follow, bookmark, and check him out.
And he does a chat show too. So if you love the chat shows, he does one too, a talk show. I am, the talk shows are probably my favorite. I go and buy stuff, but I like, you're way better. They love each other. They really do. They give each other crap back and forth, which is totally okay. Because as much as Philly Flipper is going to dish it out, I Love Discount's going to dish it out too, and they'll go back and forth. Yes, and his dog's adorable. So. All right. Oh, I was saying, I will go to.
I do have a comment. My wife, when Philly, when you were on yesterday, she was wondering, how in the world is he keeping up with everything that he's selling, especially the jewelry?
Yeah.
He was like, how is he going to know where goes what?
Philly Flipper, legit, if you could tell us your system, like if you could like put something in the chat or on your next talk show, talk about it. I was blown away because you were doing like 3 or 5 second like auctions super fast, and I didn't see you numbering or tagging anything, but I know because you've been around a while, I know you're going to get the orders correct. I have no doubt in that. But I'm like, how is he doing this? Because if I leave one number off, I'm dead in the water. I've got to go figure this out after the show. So I was blown away. So you place things in rows of 10 and then you just sell in orders. Oh, okay. See, yeah, that's amazing. I'm too nervous to do that, but I love that you can do that. I was blown away. I'm like, how does he know what he's going to ship? Like, I knew that you would, but I kept asking my husband throughout the whole show. So there are so many ways to keep things in order. When I pull something, I have a quarter. Oh, and you put a quarter in its place, so then you know 1, 2, 3, 4, and you count. See, that's smart. And that's so easy, and it allows you to go faster. All right, you guys, here you go. Not trying to steal all your secrets, but that's a really good like piece of a strategy. Okay, if you're on my Friday shows, you know I always talk about you source, you sell, you ship. None of those are individual to themselves. They all interconnect in some way, shape, or form. So here we go with the selling and the shipping side of it. So instead of having to tag everything, because he was going fast, it was like boom, 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 like it was speed. So instead of having to stop and tag or have another person like follow him along to tag things, if you just do the rows of 10 and you put a quarter in, that's some strategy right there.
That's amazing, Paul. That is amazing.
That is great. So these are the type of things that come from experience and trial and error. And this is like community right here. So it's somebody who has a few years of experience, at least on Whatnot. One of the OGs, if I remember right, how long have you been on Whatnot? Like 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, but he used to sell also on other platforms.
Yeah, I mean, longer reselling experience, but just Whatnot in itself. Since 2023. All right. So it's been a few years. This is the type of stuff where you can get people who've been around and have tried different methods, and you learn things. You learn how to, little tips and tricks like this that are just all learned through trial and error as you grow and experiment. So I love it. Thank you for being open enough to share that with us, because there's some of us that may steal this. Perfect idea if you're ever in a battle show, competition type show. The other show that was on, I Love Discounts, I don't know if you want to talk about this, was Fundamentals Bracket Challenge. I don't know if anybody saw this. I didn't get to watch much of it, just bits and pieces, but that's another really cool competition show. It is kind of like your basketball bracket challenges where, except for on Whatnot, sellers are pitted up against each other and they try to sell more items than the other in like 10 minutes and they battle it out, and every week certain sellers are eliminated and the winning ones move on to the next round. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. I Love Discounts was in that. They made it all the way to round 3. Yes. Oh, okay.
Good morning, what Liz likes.
Hello, Liz. Let's see. Kicked our butt with 150. JJ Shopper won. Wow. 155 items in 10 minutes. That's almost 16 items, almost 15 items every minute. That is so fast. You guys, really quick, while I have some of you in the room here, Monday night is Ledger to Leadership. So I'm not going to do a big sales push, but I do want to remind you, if you are a reseller and you want to get your handle on accounting, you want to learn how to go from debits and credits all the way to your financial statements, how to read them, how to go from your basic accounting to using those like a CEO would use your financial statements, come see me Monday. It is a 12-week accounting course that I am doing. Thank you so much for sharing the show. 12-week accounting course. It is 100% free. It's going to be an hour every Monday night on Whatnot. We are also streaming it to YouTube. So if that time frame doesn't work for you, you can always catch up and see it on YouTube. We're going to take it week by week by week, and we're going to build each week on the knowledge and on the lessons. We're going to go over hands-on real life examples, hands-on exercises. I do have a book that goes with it. You do not have to buy the book. There's a book and a PDF. They are in the bin. If you're the type of person who's like, look, I want some of this information. I want the examples. It is broken down week by week. So every week, what week is this? This is week 8. So it's going to give you the topic. We have notes on the core content that we're talking about that week. More notes, lots of notes on the core content. We have examples and exercises. So throughout the whole thing, examples, exercises that we're actually going to do together. And then every week we also have worksheets that help you. So for week 8, we have a profit and loss walkthrough worksheet. This will help you create a profit and loss for your business. So, and we have, additional worksheets. So this is in the bin if you're interested in the book or the PDF, or just come to the show. You don't have to buy anything. Come to the show, come with a piece of paper and a pen and an open mind. This will really help you get a handle on how do I record stuff for my business? What do I record? What's important? What's not important? Now that I've recorded all this stuff, what do I do with it? How do I use that to make good decisions in my business? That starts Monday night. We have a little over 100 bookmarks. I know that doesn't mean 100 people are going to show up, but I'm really excited about it. This is near and dear to my heart. That book is not a ChatGPT. I took the time to write it. It's 158 pages, and I wrote every single one of those. So that's it. I'm really looking forward to it, though. I'm super excited about it. It's all about accounting, and then after that one, that's 12 weeks. I'm going to take a 2-week break, and I'm bringing another type of a series to Whatnot. So this year, 2026, has been a huge focus for me on accounting, business, tax, and just bringing that to Whatnot. And it's not I think we all should rely on our expertise or the things that we're educated in or that we've done in our lives. Good morning. That we've done in our lives. We all are on here selling. We're all sellers, right? We're all life sellers, or else we wouldn't be on Whatnot, or buyers, one or the other. But business isn't just about selling. If you want a successful, really good business, if you want to grow, or not even grow, if you just want to have a business that's sustainable for a couple of years into the future, you can't ignore the business side of it. You can't ignore the accounting side of it. And that's just not something that's really talked about a lot. Even in the Seller Summit that's coming up. I mentioned this on Monday. The Seller Summit has some wonderful sellers on there talking. Philly Flipper, who is just in here, I don't know if he's still here, he's going to be talking at it. A Reworker's Passion, Jen's Multiverse. There's more. Those are the 3 I remember off the top of my head that are going to be there giving their experience. I am not going to the summit. You don't know how you made the cut. Because you have experience. I mean, I can see why. You have experience that you're going to bring to people. So I talked about this on Monday. When I saw that came out, I reached out to Whatnot and I said, hey, I do tax and accounting and business talk shows every Friday morning. This is my area of expertise. I'm a CPA. I've been a CPA for 30 years. I would love to come and teach a breakout session at the summit. They answered me. They were really nice. They were like, we've kind of already had this plans in place. I get it. I understand how that works. We'll keep you in mind for a future thing. They may have just been blowing me off. Maybe they'll reach out to me in the future. But the point is that you can't have a successful business without having the other side of it. And this is where I keep reaching out to Whatnot, that I want to be like, look, you want buyers on your app to be here and to stay here for a long time. They can't just sell. They have to understand the other side of it, because if you're not doing your business and your accounting side of it, it will fail eventually, and then you're going to lose the sellers. So that's kind of my whole take on it. This is the summit. If you guys are interested in going, this email went out. The tickets, I think, are $75. And of course, you have to pay all of your travel and hotel to Austin, Texas. It is in April. Starts at 8 a.m. I'm sure eventually will post an end time. But it is a full day of workshops, of panel discussions, all different kinds of stuff. There's a ton of sellers that are going to be there. Like I said, the three that I know off the top of my head are Philly Flipper, A Reworker's Passion, which is Leslie, and Jen's Multiverse. So I would love to go. If not this year, maybe I'll get invited to talk next year. Where do we find the Seller Summit at? Go to help@whatnot.com. I'm sure there's a link. No? Okay, where is it, my love?
Right there on the top.
Sellersummit.whatnot.
Sellersummit.whatnot.com.
Gigi, I have not heard about where it'll be online. I think who was talking about it? It may have been A Reworker's Passion. Certain parts of it may be posted on different media sites, or they may run parts of it. But as far as from my understanding and what I have heard, is not something that's going to be like multicasted. It's not going to be a show. It's one of those things where you go. It's designed to be an in-person networking, one-on-one learning type event.
There will be multiple workshops going on at the same time. I'm not sure if the possibility of all of them being live would be a good idea.
Yeah, and like Paul says in the chat, Philly Flipper says, I'm sure the sellers that some of them that are there will be streaming live. That's just normal. So I'm sure go to the website, see what sellers are there, and then keep an eye out for the shows as we get closer, because I'm sure some of them will be streaming. And then that way, if you go and follow those sellers now and you bookmark their upcoming shows, you can hear them talk about it and know when to go on and see them.
And go get an autograph from Paul.
You can. Off the wall topic. Why do sellers send a random card from a deck of cards as a freebie besides cheap shipping? Wise Old Bag Lady, there's a whole thing in the vintage decor category where the playing cards, it's usually not a random one. They're usually vintage cards. They are very collectible. There is a whole group of sellers. There's actually a train that does nothing but playing cards, and they trade them. So it's one of those things that are kind of like, you can put them in vignettes, you can save them, trade them. So, and free feed pick. Good morning, JJ
Miss
Shopper.
Julie.
So that's that. That's the Seller Summit. I would recommend, and not, yes.
Miss Julie, congratulations on your win.
Yes, we heard that you beat out I Love Discounts. Did you win? Now, who won? JJ Shopper, did you win the full bracket battle? All I know is that you were up against I Love Discounts or something. Congratulations either way. So I was going to talk about not just the Seller Summit. You won the whole thing. Congratulations. That's amazing. That's awesome. Look at this. We have I Love Discounts won Battle of the Best. JJ Shopper just won the bracket battle challenge. We have like a whole crew in here. Curated and caffeinated won Big Kahunas last night. She's not here, but she does come into my shows frequently. So awesome. I know this is all the cool people are here today. This is amazing.
And Philly is here too.
Philly Flipper's here. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Speaking of meetups, the one that we were just talking about is the Whatnot Seller Summit. There are a ton of other meetups. I wrote down, I know of 4, but there are more out there. There's just 4 that I'm like for sure that are happening. You guys, if you get the chance to go to a meetup, I highly recommend it. Don't put yourself in debt. Don't take out of money from your rent to go. But if you can go to a meetup of any sort, the in-person connection, there's a value there that you don't get just by knowing somebody online. I've got the chance to meet a few. I've been to one meetup so far. I loved it. And then from that, we have then got to see I Love Discounts in person more since then. We met them once at a meetup, and then we got to hang out with them additionally at other times. You tried to go, but you didn't want to. Yeah, thank you, I Love Discounts. We're about to put some more in there. So you have some that I don't have on my list. So you guys look at I Love Discounts things. Here's the ones that she knows. The ones that I'm aware of, but there's more, is Detroit. JJ Shopper is hosting a Detroit one. Some of these have limited space. Some of them are just open to anybody. What I suggest, if you are anywhere near these areas, I'm going to give you the name of the person who's hosting. Go to their shows. Most of the people have a chat show. Go to their shows. Some of them even do shows specific about the meetup. Listen, learn, and message them with questions about the meetup, because I'm just passing information along. I'm not part of the meetups. I'm just telling you about them. So Detroit is JJ Shopper. She's hosting that one. North Carolina is A Reworker's Passion, which is Miss Leslie and somebody else, but I forget the second person. If anybody knows who A Reworker's Passion is doing that one with, because I thought there was somebody else. That's North Carolina. Indiana is CG Boomerang Echo.
Cassandra.
Thank you so much. And Vegas is Fundamentals, and I think A Reworker's Passion together are hosting that. Those are the 4 that I'm aware of, but there's more. I Love Discounts put in there. There was a Texas, there was an LA, New York, I see. There's a Cincinnati.
Yeah, the New York is by the Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge out of New York. So you guys, they're all being tagged in here. Go and follow these people. If you're anywhere in those vicinities, if you're traveling anyways around that time frame, and these are ones over the next few months. So we're not talking a year out. We're talking like over the next few months. I can't say enough about it. Not only do you get to network and you meet in person, it makes this connection to where it's like you want to see them more on Whatnot. It makes them more real. We hide behind our screens, and it's easy to forget that as soon as you turn your phone off or walk away, it's easy to forget that people are there and that we are real. And once you get into one of these meetups and you meet somebody in real life, it brings that human element to it, and it really solidifies a lot of these relationships that you're starting to make. Not only that, they're usually chock full of information. They have panels, they have speakers, and if you're not getting anything out of that, at the very least, you will meet somebody just to share tips and tricks. We're real and you're spectacular. That is right.
The Hodgepodge, you're very welcome.
Oh, the Hodgepodge place. Thank you so much for hopping in. We were talking about the various meetups. That's why you got tagged. We're telling people to go to all of the people who are doing meetups, go to their talk shows, listen to what they have to say about the meetup, and then reach out to whoever's organizing for more information if they're interested. I can't stress enough the value of meeting somebody in real life. I'm in the business world. I work 9 to 5. I talk about it all the time. I organize conferences as part of what I do. And a huge part of that is the networking. Just the fact that you can meet somebody in real life, sit over a cup of coffee or a drink at the bar, whatever your thing is, and talk. You never know what little piece of wisdom that they're going to say. They may not even know they're imparting wisdom onto you, but you pick it up and you're like, man, and those little nuggets can change the way you do business, change the way you think about something, enhance something. You never know what you're going to get out of it besides just creating friendships. So, I mean, it was like Philly Flipper in here earlier sharing about, this is how I keep track of stuff when I'm doing one of the battle trains. I never would have thought about that. I never would have thought about organizing something in that manner.
I know, right, Scuba Studio? We need to do one in PA.
We do, Scuba Studio. If I could just get another 40 hours of time in my week, I would absolutely organize one. We do have to do a PA one though. So there's a ton of us in PA. We've had a few little dinner meetup type things, but nothing like on a large scale. So that's my whole plug for the, I'm going to run one more giveaway here, you guys. That's my whole plug for the meetups. So if you weren't in here, our giveaways are CEO affirmation cards this week. These are my Zoe's Treasures CEO affirmation cards. That is going to be your giveaway. So these go along with my Friday morning talks, so Friday business and tax talks. And each week I bring you a new affirmation. So you can get them as giveaways, or we have decks, the whole deck for sale. The one in Frederick so we were in Frederick too. The Happy Bargain Hunter, we were in Frederick, Maryland. We went to that one. So that was the one that we have gone to. We're looking at possibly Vegas. We're doing a lot of travel right now for cheer and my work. I travel for at least 1 week every single month for work. So it's a lot for me to add on more travel. Frederick was fun. Yes, Philly Flipper, we saw you there. There are people from 11 different states and 1 different county coming to Michigan. That is so cool. That is like a quarter of the country like representing a quarter of the country is going to show up in Detroit. That's pretty awesome. So
not sure we're going to be able to make that one, Miss Julie.
Yeah, we can't do Detroit, but I used to live in Detroit, so I'm very familiar with the area. We're looking at hopefully Vegas. I don't know. I did live in Detroit. I actually lived so I graduated from Garden City High School. So I lived by the Garden City, Livonia area. And I lived there for about 7 years, and then we moved to Florida. So that was my first ever. I came from California. I lived in a couple different states, but basically California, traveled around the country for a bit, ended up in Michigan, and I had never done snow in my life, ever. I mean, I was like a beach girl. So I ended up in Detroit, Michigan area, never experienced snow, and almost took my car off an overpass twice, 2 different winters. And that was enough for me. I said, I'm moving to Florida. And then for some reason I said, 25 years later, I need more snow. So I moved to Pennsylvania. Do not know what I was thinking by coming back to a snowy
We
state.
lived in Florida too, Philly.
CG Boomerang coming in with 46.
Welcome in, Raiders. Grab your hats and step into Zoe's Treasures, where the relics aren't cursed. They are for sale.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for coming in. My name's Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures. I do this with my husband. He is in the back running our cool graphics. We're having a chat and sell. We're just kind of chatting about anything and everything. We've been really talking about the meetups. Anybody who raids us, we always take a quick look at their profile to say thank you very much. You've got that ready?
Yep.
We're going to bring up CG's profile right here. CG Boomerang Echo, the queen of raid trains. You guys, if you want to know anything about raid trains, CG is a person to go to. She does a talk show every week. Can you scroll down a bit? Does a talk show every week, in addition to being an awesome seller. So there you go. She also sells candy and snacks. You can go see her at 10 o'clock tonight. And tomorrow is her raid train chat. Also, the Big Kahuna's raid train that I went on and on about earlier, this was who I got to partner with for the Big Kahuna's raid train. So thank you, CG, for bringing everybody over. She also talks to ghosts. She does. So this is really cool. And these are the things you find out about people, right? That you never know. You're like, oh, this is cool. And speaking of meetups, I got to meet CG in Indiana. We were there for other reasons, and we got to have coffee together. But she lives in an old church. How cool is that? How freaking cool is to live in an old church? I would love to CG, I would just love to see your house just because I'm super nosy. Not that I want to look at your personal stuff. I just love the idea that you live in a church. I just think that's totally cool. Anyways, she lives in an old church and she has ghosts and she does a whole show where she talks to the ghost. Really, really entertaining. Absolutely. Go check that out. I'm the person who will go to an estate sale not to buy the stuff, just to check out the house. I just want to know, how was it decorated? What's the layout? What's the architecture look like? I'm just, them ghosts be feisty. They are feisty. They sure are. Do you guys do that too? I'm just nosy like that. Not in a bad way, just out of pure curiosity. You've decorated just like a flipper's house would be. Boxes and shit everywhere. All right. So it looks like my house, right? Just stuff everywhere. So. All right, you guys. Any other topics before we go? We're going to get this last giveaway and then we're going to go raid somebody. So I can go to my 9-to-5 job. I would much rather stay on and hang out with you guys all day. But, life calls and got to pay the bills. That's the way it works. All right, let's pull this winner. Let's see who's going to get that card. Is Monday the beginning of the series? Yes, it is. So Monday, if you didn't hear, the Goth Grandma, congratulations. Thank you for hanging out this morning. I know, 9-to-5s are so overrated. Monday, you guys, if you did not hear, Ledger to Leadership. I am doing an accounting course for resellers. It starts Monday night. All the shows are listed. Just click on my name. It's called Ledger to Leadership. We are going to go from debits and credits all the way to creating financial statements. It is not college level. Have a good day, Mary. My second quarter book, Amber, yes, we'll talk about that too really quick. So I just came in and thinking about wanting to do this myself and was meeting here at Indy about my... real quick, Jay Medina, go follow CG Boomerang Echo. We'll put her in the chat. She is the Indiana person. Go follow her. She actually has shows where she talks about it. So there she is right there. She's in the chat. Click on her name, go follow her shows, and you can get all the information. Let's see. Can I buy the book after the show? I just hopped on. Yes, you can, Hotel. It's in my bin, so you can buy it at any time. Ledger to Leadership, it starts Monday. It is not college level accounting. It is real life, what you need to know as a reseller, explained and expressed in very common language. I'm not going to give you a bunch of accounting lingo. We're going to learn a few definitions, but it's really hands-on examples. We're going to work through numbers. You're going to be able to create something that you need for your business and really understand your accounting. So come book that. Somebody else asked about my second quarter book. You guys.
And also, if you happen to purchase any PDFs or the PDF version, send us a DM with your email address so we can ship you the content right away.
The Ledger to Leadership, it is free, but we do have books if you're interested in it, or PDF, that's in the bin right now. Amber asked about my second quarter book. So what Amber's referring to is my Friday morning discussions. So Friday mornings, we do business, an hour of business, an hour of tax talk. I have a book for every quarter. This is quarter 2. These are not in the bin today. They will be in the bin on Friday. They're in the marketplace, so you can always buy them from there. The thing is, marketplace charges you shipping. If you come on Fridays, it's free shipping. So our Friday morning talks, we have a book for every quarter. I have a 52-week series. You can watch them as a standalone. They're all broadcast on YouTube. Or you can come every week and they kind of build on each other. Our first quarter, we've been talking, it's the private ledger. We've been really focused on learning to think like a CEO. Our second quarter, we're going to talk a lot about growth and goals. These books take you week by week. It gives you all the key concepts we talk about on business, all the key concepts on tax, with a place for you to take notes. And then it has your CEO application or reflection. So these are additional questions that help you think through whatever it is that we're talking about. So these books are available on Friday. I do have bundled sets, and they also come in PDFs. Not needed, though, to do the show or to just attend and hang out and chat with us. Can you buy the book after the show? Yes, you can. What else am I missing? Do you have the whole year planned out or just the next quarter? Forgotten Memories, I have the whole year planned out. The books for 3 and 4 are not printed yet. I print those slightly before the quarter. But I have the whole year is planned out. So I have the whole 52 weeks. And to kind of like back that up, our CEO affirmation cards, there are 52 cards. These are our giveaways. And I actually have all 52 like affirmations planned out that go along with the lessons I teach. So I have the whole year planned out, all the, every topic I'm talking about every single week, business and tax already planned. So I know how they kind of like fit into a quarter and then how they build on each other. So that blows your mind. Thank you so much. It's just the way, and not in like a braggy way. It's just the way that how I work. Like I'm a planner, I'm a list maker to the nth degree. So, all right, with that, you guys, we are going to go raid. So I can get to work and get that day done. And we are going to do the New Seller Surge. You guys don't forget, come see the New Seller Surge tonight. Support these brand new sellers. When am I getting a ThriftWorks card? Forgotten Memories. I am not going to get a ThriftWorks card. I have nothing against them. They are way cool. I love that people trade them. They are not part of my business strategy. And I speak a lot on Fridays. If you come in and listen on Fridays, I speak a lot on Fridays about aligning your purchases to your business strategy and within your boundaries. The trading cards don't fit within my strategy. So I'm not buying them. That does not mean I'm against them. I think they're wonderful. And if they fit within your strategy and your budget for your business, go for it. Definitely. They're really cool. Yes, everything is on YouTube. Everything we do, 99% of what we do, sometimes technical difficulties, it doesn't work. But for the most part, all of our shows are on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, I'm going to give one last plug before we raid. If you have not seen our Sunday night YouTube podcast, it is myself, so Zoe's Treasures, Green 13, which is Jeremy, and I Love Discounts, Tony and Lysandra. The three of us, there's 4 altogether, but those 3, I Love Discounts, Zoe's Treasures, Green 13, come together, and we do a podcast every Sunday night at 6:30. That is the Reselling Roundtable, and it is live. So you guys can come to YouTube, ask questions. We talk to the chat. We answer the questions. And not only do you just get one person, it is like a 3-for-1. It is like a Whatnot chat show on steroids because you get answers from all of us, being able to answer your question at the same time, different points of views, different perspectives, different backgrounds. So that's a really good one. Don't miss that. And the past episodes are there if you want to check those out. Okay, y'all, that's a lot of words. Have a great week. We're going to go raid somebody. And thank you so much for being here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. I've been thinking about selling, but I'm super nervous. Sharon, keep coming to these shows. You've got this. You can do it. Come Friday, we talk about business and just kind of building people up. And watch the new seller surge tonight. You're going to see some other new sellers who are just learning how to do it too. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. We're going to go raid. Let's go to Faded. You guys, we're going to go see Faded. If you don't like explicit language, this is your chance to back out, okay? They do have explicit.